Good morning, everybody. This is Dan Campbell with Texas Open Door Realty. Welcome to today's edition of The Happy Homeowner. When's the last time you gave your home a big hug because your property value is going up? We're excited about our values going up. Mine at my particular house has gone up 43% in the last 5 years, according to the county. But with higher values, that means our taxes are going up. And that's what this series is all about, how to help keep your taxes lower. So we're doing a series on how to protest your property tax value. This is the last in that series. Today I want to talk to you about mistakes I've made in the process of protesting my taxes. And I think I've made the mistake of every single thing I'm going to tell you today. I've made the mistake of doing the opposite or flubbing it up in some way. So I encourage you to not do the same things that mistake-wise that I did. First of all, I want to encourage you, if you've made that appointment to go and protest your tax valuation, then you can request from the county whatever the comparable sales they used to get to your value. You can ask for that ahead of time. That's not a bad thing to do. I usually personally don't do that because I just come armed with the best comparable sales I can. But that's something to consider that would help you if you have any fear about exactly how they came up with that, or something to help you going forward. Also, I want to remind you that the county does not have all the comparable sales in the neighborhood. Texas is a non-disclosure state. That means those sales prices are not public knowledge. So the county it's a hit or miss. The comparable sales that they have, only what the public gives them are the sales that they have in their database. So that's why it's important in your protest for you to get a real estate professional to help you with your comparable sales and take those down in your protest as evidence. Some of the criteria for what makes a good comparable sale. Williamson County allows any sale that's taken place in your neighborhood within certain proximity to your house. Obviously, the closer the better. If you can't find comparable sales right in your neighborhood, then if there are no sales, then you can go outside of your neighborhood, but you need to stay as close as possible. Remember, the key word there is if there are no sales. If there are comparable sales close to your house that are in your neighborhood, the county is going to use those and is probably not going to let you go outside of the neighborhood. But you just do the best you can, bring the best comparable sales that you can that support your value. The sale that you use cannot be a foreclosure or a short sale. Those won't be allowed. Also, when it's possible, you need to keep that sale. So for Williamson County, between January 1 of 2018 and March 31st of 2019 would be the criteria for this year. But the older the sale is, the less weight that sale is going to be given in supporting your value. So even though the county allows for that broad range of comparable sales, you need to keep it as close to January 1st of 2019 as possible. Also, within 10% of the size of your house is ideal, of the square footage of your house. Within 5 years, either side of the age of your house. So if your house was built in 2000, the ideal time frame would be a house built in 1995 through 2005. Again, if you don't have sales in that range, you can go broader as necessary. Also, when you go before the appraisal board, be kind to that appraiser. Remember, you want that person on your team. There's a level of subjectivity that they have when they're dealing with your property, so you want them to be on your team as much as possible. So be kind. I've made the mistake of letting my anger get to me, my anger over property values going up. Maybe I'm not making any headway and it becomes frustrating. Do your best to keep that in check, and it'll serve you in the long run. Also, there's a 10% cap on the market value increase that the county is allowed to go up on your homestead. Now that's not true on rental property, investment property that you have. That can go up as much as the market goes up. And so if you have investment properties, obviously it's even more important that you protest your taxes on a regular basis. And as we said in our last episode, the people who protest their tax value on a regular basis tend to have lower values than those who do not. If you make the appointment and you go in, you'll have first what's called the informal review with an appraiser. You're sitting in their office, going over the data that you have, and they will make a proposal to you. If you don't like that proposal of value, then you have the right to go before the appraisal review board as an appeal, and it will happen in Williamson County in just a few moments. The problem is, whatever agreement was on the table during that informal review will be off the table if you appeal to the appraisal review board. Again, I've made that mistake of thinking that, oh, well, I'll go before the board and see if I can't get it lowered a little bit more, and only to find that they in that particular case, they didn't lower my value at all. I did not accept their informal review's findings, and so they decided to just not lower it at all. So remember that as you go before the appraiser. Travis and Williamson County, they have different criteria somewhat, but basically it's pretty much the same. Find the closest comparable sales that you can that meet the size and age of your house. But if your house is in disrepair, we talked about bringing in some bids for work to be done, photographs if there's some repairs that need to be made that are major, and be sure and do that as part of the evidence that you bring in as well. If you have questions, let me know. Message me on this post, or you can email me, dan@texasopendoor.com. That's dan@texasopendoor.com. And also, if you need comparable sales to use for your protest, if you're one of my clients, that's something I offer free of charge to you. So feel free to contact me, and I will do the research and come up with the best comparables that I can for you. Let you know if I think you'll have any success, if the data is there to support a lower value. If you're not one of my clients and you still need help, please contact me anyway. If I have the time, I'll be glad to help you as well. It's one of the services that I offer to my clients, and would love to help as many people as my time will allow. So again, this is Dan Campbell with the Happy Homeowner, and we'll see you next time.